I said a while ago that even when you are in a classroom or in a shop or in a industrial unit, what is supposed to be appropriate and ethical speech? I don't know how many of you have been to any factory where they are manufacturing clothing and there you find a superintendent on the people who are working on machines fabricating from threads cloth. The person never talks in a normal voice but shouts, perhaps because of the noise of the machinery. But what's appropriate way of doing things? A teacher who is in classroom, and either he is too loud or just whispering, assuming everyone will grab what he is saying. Is that ethical? Therefore, ethical speech, and that speech is not only a matter of communication, but also followed by an attitude. If someone says, "Sir, I couldn't follow," then repeat without getting annoyed, without saying, "What's wrong with your hearing? Go and check with an ENT specialist and get an hearing aid when you come to my next class." Not that insulting attitude, but a matter of humbleness, politeness, cooperation, using appropriate speech, proper way of doing things. It also requires honesty as policy. Therefore, the Quran in various contexts tells us, "O you who believe, squander not your wealth among yourselves in vanity, except it be a trade by mutual consent. And similarly, woe to those who deal in fraud." Now, we think that fraud is only when you have counterfeit money, or when you have by some trick acquired money from a person by misguiding or not giving proper information, and that we call fraud. But fraud is a term which has been much wider application. Every single thing which is not done honestly can fall in category of fraud. A media personnel, when he is using his camera and he wants to show a big crowd as a few people, focuses in a way that the crowd looks a very small group of people. And the same media person to benefit some political party or client shows a small number of people as a huge number. That's also fraud. And same when I am writing a research paper. If I magnify and exaggerate a situation by multiplying my data and showing empirical evidence shows so and so, which is very common in pharmaceutics. If you read journals coming from America and Europe, you will find that a number of pharmaceutical researches are totally fabricated based on definitely empirical evidence, based on definitely researchers, but they know already what is the result they want to show and prove. So, the chemical tycoons, big organizations, they make money. You know, in European case, in COVID-19, there have been certain vaccines which have been proven by experiment very, very harmful, while the claim was these are the most tested, human tested, animal tested, professionally prepared vaccines. And same applies to the research done by those journals where you find that those things were proven by research. That is also a matter of dishonesty. Honest policy means that honesty has to be there in everything. how honest a teacher is to his class, how honest a student is to his or her colleague, how honest a teacher is to institution. The institution has hired him for quality production, and if he is not doing it, then he is lowering down the reputation of the institution. His one act of irresponsibility, his one act of not being honest will bring the institution down in the eyes of the people. They will never say that Professor so and so did something wrong, but they will say so and so university has this kind of things, and therefore watch out and never try to send your children to that university. Therefore, every single person has to make sure that honesty is observed, and honesty means without changing standards, without compromising, coming up with what is truth.